In the last demo video, we ended here where we were talking about doing an instant comparison. And before we move on to a side-by-side comparison, we want to now talk about programs. I've talked about it several times about a program, but I want to make sure you understand what a program is. We're going to click on Profile, and I'm going to go into the Program Wizard here. And now we're here in the Program Wizard, and we can see all of these different programs. Now, a program is basically three different things that are combined together. First and foremost, it's a pricing template. So you can think of it as just a pricing template. It's a way to say, here's the pricing that I want to use. A program also has qualifications in terms of we can make a program that only shows when, for instance, a merchant has 30,000 or more in volume. We could also make one where it shows up for a merchant that has 0 to 20,000 in volume, right? So we can make these different programs, but they do have the program pricing, which I'll show you in a second. They also have compensation information. Okay, compensation information. And then, of course, they also, which is like your upfront bonus residual split. And then, of course, they also are going to have the requirements like the volume and other things like minimum pricing guidelines and things like that. So let's go ahead and create a program quickly just to show you how it works. We're going to click on the Program Wizard. Now, let me back up for 1 second and explain. When you get an ISO solution, our team will work with you. They'll look at your Schedule A. They'll talk to you about how you want to price things. And we'll get everything customized just for you to make sure that everything is working exactly as intended for you. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and create a new processor. So we'll call this your processor. And once we have that, we can then click on Create Program. Now we go here and we can name the program. We'll call this your program. And we can say we want this to show up for everybody. So 0 and no max. What that means is this program is always going to show up on every merchant. Let's say we have a $100 bonus and a 25% residual split. Then we're going to look over here, and here is, again, pricing on the left, costs on the right. So the other piece of it is it does have the Schedule A cost, and that is how we're able to calculate residuals when we looked in the last demo video at the program comparisons. Okay, so I'm going to leave these alone just to show you how it works. Again, here's your fees on the left, Schedule A costs on the right. Here's the dues and assessments at cost, but of course many of you have these slightly marked up from the acquirer, and you can put that in there. And then here's some additional fee types that are in here, American Express, all of that. I'm just going to save this. So now that we've entered all of that, we can see that the program is right here. One of the other really powerful things that we can now do is we can actually go here and add, if we click on this, we can actually add some custom fields. So the way we add custom fields is by clicking on New Custom Field. And we can add any custom field we want. So let's say we have a gateway. And let's imagine that we have a gateway with a monthly fee of $5. And let's say the cost, the Schedule A cost is $3. So there's a $2 profit there. And it's a monthly fee. So we're going to click Save. And then let's imagine that we also have another custom field that's a 5-cent transaction fee. So we'll call this the Gateway Per Item Fee. And let's say that it's a 5-cent per item fee. And let's say that it has a 2-cent cost. Then from this drop down, I can actually select VMD per item fee. So that's going to make sure that this gets charged on all of the Visa, MasterCard, Discover transactions and save it. Now, if we go back into our prospects here and we run a new prospect, we're going to do the same kind of one before here. We'll do actually a quick service restaurant, and we'll say this is Tony's Pizza Shack because we already have that one saved in here. Save and quote, and we'll say this is our March 2018, 20,000 in volume. Let's say there's 1,000 in Amex, 1,000 in Pen Debit, and total current fees of 600. Create. Well, now when we go to our program here, we're going to find your program right here. And here is your program. It calculated our residuals based on the cost we had. Here's that $100 bonus. 40 and 8, those are the minimum pricing guidelines we put in there, and we're saving the merchant $13. So we can now click Present, and now we can see how all of these fees were calculated. We can even go to the pricing wizard if we want to make adjustments to that. And as you can see down here, now we have our debit and Amex has been dynamically added because this merchant, we added that information to it. So that is how a program works. In the last video, we're going to talk about the side-by-side comparison and how you can utilize the more advanced features of the Instant Quote tool.